It was scary early last night as Yankees captain Derek Jeter was hit in the helmet by a Corey Kluber fastball. But Kluber recovered to keep the Tribe in the game. Ohio State product Nick Swisher closed out the scoring in his return to the Buckeye State as the Yankees closed out Game 1 of the series. Justin Masterson will get the ball looking to end the Tribe's 9-game losing skid next on Channel 3. From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, it's the Indians and the Yankees, Game 2 of their 3-game weekend series. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Last night, the Indians lost a close one to New York, 3-1. The final as the Tribe has now dropped 9 in a row, and it was the 1-2 punch at the top of the order for New York that did all the damage.
Well, not only table setters, they cleaned it up. Jeter started the game off with a double, and they're going to have back-to-back doubles. Jeter hitting about 400 when he leads off the game, and then Swisher comes right back, bounces it in there for a 1-0 lead. Then in the 7th, Jeter gets an infield single, and he beats it out. He goes to second base, but right behind him is Swisher to hit a home run. The first runs that Cody Allen has given up in his career. Game number 13, that was the first hit he gave up to a left-handed hitter. Those two not only set the table, they cleaned it up last night for the Yankees.
And once again, the Indians' inability to score. They had opportunity in that 9th inning, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, could not get a run home. All right, let's take a look at tonight's Nissan road-ahead pitching matchup as Justin Masterson toes the rubber for the Tribe.
Well, Justin coming off a start where it was a 7-0 defeat out in Oakland. He got through the first couple innings, then he gave up a run and a couple of home runs after that. He ended up being the losing pitcher. He pitches much better at home, though, than he does on his road. You can see a 3.27 ERA here at Progressive Field.
Get to a Nissan dealer for special offers on innovation that excites, and Hiroki Kuroda having a fantastic year for New York.
One of 3 Yankee starters with 12 wins, and he has had a very good year so far. He beat the Indians earlier, gave up 1 run, and Kuroda is just a tough pitcher. He goes out there, he grinds it out, and this guy has got good stuff, so the Indians are going to have to come out there and try and play from in front because they've got to get Masterson some runs early. He does not get a whole lot of run support.
Yeah, they've only had the lead in a total of 4 innings in their 9-game losing streak. Meanwhile, New York knows Tampa Bay is breathing down their necks, so they'll try to stay hot and beat the Indians yet again. We're back with all the play-by-play action coming up next on Channel 3. Indians and the New York Yankees. Let's take a look at Joe Girardi's starting 9 tonight, courtesy of Kia. Derek Jeter, the Major League hits leader, leading it off. Then it's Nick Swisher, followed by Robinson Cano. Mark Teixeira, Curtis Granderson, and Eric Chavez, followed by Russell Martin, Raul Ibanez, and Ichiro Suzuki. And Derek Jeter will climb in. A .365 career hitter here in Cleveland. And Justin Masterson's first pitch is fouled off to the right.
He also has done a terrific job leading off the game. First inning this year, he is hitting .398. He had 5 home runs. Of course, yesterday he started the game off with a double and came around to score on the very next hitter.
Now the 0-1. Swung on and missed. He was late on that 95-mile-an-hour heater. Stat of the game brought to you by your Northern Ohio GMC list, GMC dealers. And on the all-time hit list, Jeter creeping up. A little bit high.
Masterson made a start against the Yankees in New York on June 26th. He went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits and 4 runs.
In the air to right field, and a routine fly ball for Shin-Soo Choo, 1 down.
Let's take a look at the Indians starting pitcher, Justin Masterson, brought to you by MLB.com at Bat 12 for the new iPad, making his 27th start, 9-11, a .473 earned run average. I mentioned he is 0-1 this year against the Yankees, 2-3 in his career. But he has pitched better at home. He's won 4 of his last 5 home decisions. His ERA is at .327. And his problem, they just don't get him any runs. The lowest in the American League, so hopefully he can put zeros on the board and see if they can play from in front tonight.
And Nick Swisher looks at a ball a little bit high. Fouled away, 1 ball, 1 strike. That sails high, 2 balls and a strike. Comes right back. Evens the count at 2-2. Last night, Jeter and Nick Swisher combined to go 5 for 8. The rest of the Yankee lineup was 4 for 27. Now, you don't expect to see that every night. It's not like Jeter and Swisher are going to carry this team every day. But last night, the rest of the lineup was held in check. The 2-2. Down and in, a full count.
Yeah, Swisher's been swinging a hot bat. Over his last 17 games, he's hitting .358. And that home run he hit yesterday to give them the lead after the 7th inning was the 4th time he has done that this year.
Swung on and missed. He came back and blew him away with a fastball. 97 miles an hour on the gun. 2 down.
Let's look at the Indians' defense behind Masterson tonight. It's Carrera in left, Brantley in center, Chu is in right, Hanahan at third, Cabrera is at short, Kipnis second, Kochman at first, Marson behind the dish.
Adrian Johnson behind the plate. The crew chief Gary Cedarstrom is at first. DJ Rayburn and Fielding Colberth round out the umpiring crew. Robinson Cano looks at a ball outside. Robinson Cano, 25 homers and 25 doubles for the 4th consecutive year. One of only 4 second basemen to do that. But he rolls over on that pitch, and it's a good 1-2-3 first inning for Justin Masterson. The Indians are coming to bat. We go to the bottom of the first. And let's take a look at Manny Acta's starting lineup. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Jason Kipnis as Drupal Cabrera and Shin-Soo Choo leading things off. Then Carlos Santana, Michael Brantley, and Casey Kochman, who's swinging a hot bat. Ezekiel Carrera, Jack Hanahan, and Lou Marson.
37-year-old Hiroki Kuroda makes his 26th start tonight against the Tribe. Kuroda, his second start. This is the first time he started in this ballpark. The last time he pitched against Cleveland, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. He walked 2, struck out 7, and ended up getting the win in that ball game. Let's take a look at the Home Depot defense for the Yankees, second in the American League. Ichiro is in left, Granderson in center, Swisher in right. Chavez at third, Jeter at short, Cano at second, Teixeira at first, Martin behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Jason Kipnis, 0 for 4 last night, leading it off.
Soroka, one of 3 Yankee starters with 12 wins or more. CC had 12, got his 13th last night. He has that little comeback fastball that he starts on the inside part of the plate that left-handers will give up on, and it's an excellent pitch.
Down on the dirt. Kuroda could have a lot more than his 12 wins on the year. The Yankees at times have not scored when he's pitched. His last 16 starts, he's 9-2. So most of his losses were suffered early in the season in April and May. Hit him in the hip, and the Indians get their leadoff man aboard. Our great clip of the game from last night is Drupal Cabrera hit by the pitch, and then he winks at CC Sabathia, knowing it's all part of the business. And then the next pitch, he slammed it out of here for a home run. Great clips. It's going to be great. Out in front. Weak tapper towards second. Cano the flip, 1 away. Kipnis in the scoring position. Our league leaders brought to you by your Cleveland Akron area Lexus dealers, and Hiroki Kuroda with that .296 ERA right there among the league leaders. David Price at the top of the list.
Yeah, he really has had a good year. I'll tell you, he does very well too. When you look at him, he keeps it right there. Last 17 starts, he doesn't give up much with runners in scoring position. 17 hits in his last 90 at bats. There's only one better than that in the American League, and that's Felix Hernandez.
Well, and that stat never more evident than 3 starts ago. He had a game against Detroit in which he gave up 10 hits and 6 in the 3rd innings, but only surrendered 3 runs. Up and away, 2-0. Check. Did he go? He did not. 3-0.
That was close, but did not go. Martin was trying to shake his head and get the call from Hilton Culbreth, but no, sir.
Now the 3-0. And a foul back. Kuroda doesn't walk many. He had a stretch of 4 starts in May where he walked 11 batters in those 4 games. Since then, in his last 16 games, he's walked more than 2 one time, and that was a 3-walk outing against the Braves in interleague play.
And we said the same thing about Sabathia last night. He had, I think 13 or 14 starts where no more than 2. And that's why you're seeing a 3-0 swing there by Chu in the first inning. Go ahead. He's going to throw a strike. Get after it.
3-1. Fouled back in a full count. Russell Martin out for a quick chat. Manny Ackley would like to see his team play from in front for a change. Runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the first. And the payoff pitch. He walked him. Went with an off-speed pitch. And the Indians have 2 on with 1 out, and Carlos Santana coming up. Santana, a couple of hits last night. Has now hit in 7 straight games, going 9 for his last 26. That's ball 1. So Kuroda working from behind here in inning number 1. That's outside 2-0. Early in the year when he struggled, the first inning was a problem. He gave up 12 runs in the first inning in his first 9 outings. Since then, he has not allowed a first inning run in 15 of his last 16 starts.
Well, he's on the verge he's searching for the strike zone.
3-0.
He can't command his off-speed pitches away. He's trying everything. The fastball. And it's almost like he's nibbling out there early. Again, the second time Martin's been out in the inning. He had Kipnis down in the count, had 2 strikes on him, ended up hitting him with a fastball, that comeback fastball, trying to get it back over the inside part of the plate, didn't do it. And he's been struggling to find the strike zone since.
2 on, 1 out. And Santana sitting in a 3-0 count. Takes, and a bullseye. 3-1. Larry Rothschild, the Yankee pitching coach. The 3-1 pitch. Right back. Oh, he had a good cut. Had his pitch.
Yeah.
But he couldn't
square
it up.
Hit himself on the helmet as he was walking away. 3-1. You're looking fastball. You get it. And foul it off. That's not what you want to do. Great pitch to hit. Watch Santana hit himself. He's upset with himself. Hit himself in the head with the bat. You know, not every time you get pitches like that in that bat. And when you do, you don't want to foul it off.
Kipnis at second, Chu at first. Time called as Santana steps away. Nobody at the bag as Kuroda looked back to Kipnis. Now the payoff pitch, and he strikes him out. 2 down. Looked like the same pitch, maybe a little different location.
Well, let's see if it's a strike. It's down, and it's going down. That's too close to take. It was a little two-seam fastball. Starts out at the knees. It was actually a pretty good pitch.
Yep.
Santana swings over the top of it. It's out number 2.
So that'll bring up Michael Brantley. There's a drive to deep right field. Back is Swisher. Still going back, looking up. It is gone to Souvenir City. Michael Brantley with a 2-out, 3-run homer. And he stakes the Indians to a 3-0 lead. His 6th home run of the year. And he jumped on that pitch and drove it to deep right field.
Yeah, he realized he was watching. He's struggling to throw strikes, so look for the first pitch fastball. He gets it. He didn't miss it. It was down and in, middle in, and that's right into the wheelhouse of Michael Brantley, who you don't see him swing at that first pitch, but rarely, and he juices this one, hits the top over the yellow line for a souvenir, and the Indians will play from in front. It's a 3-0 ball game.
Boy, you talk about clutch. That big 2-out hit that the Indians have been sorely lacking.
It's the 18th home run given up by Kuroda.
Well, and the key is they didn't let him off the hook. He has really struggled with his command in this first inning.
Yeah, he set the inning up for him.
Bouncer wide of the mark there at third. Chavez spins around and throws a strike to retire Kochman. Michael Brantley's 3rd 3-run homer of the year as the Tribe in front early. Brought to you by McDonald's Cherry Berry Chiller. Cherry and raspberry flavors blended with ice and 100% fruit juice. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Justin Masterson with a first pitch strike to Mark Teixeira. Michael Brantley with a 3-run homer. Half of his home runs he has hit this year have been the big 3-pointers that I know you love. Carrera on the move, runs it down for out number 1.
Well, it's just nice to see him get on the board. Through this 9-game losing streak, they have only led in, 4 innings?
Yep. coming into tonight. Yeah.
Coming into tonight, so at least you end up getting a lead, and you might be able to take a deep breath and settle in and not trying to play catch up.
And of those 4 innings, remember they had a 4-0 lead in Oakland that lasted 1 inning. Curtis Granderson takes a strike. Pounding him inside, he fouls it back. It's 0-2. Granderson with 32 home runs on the year to lead the Yankees, but 20 of those have come at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, it's a little surprising. I looked down, he's hitting only .240 this year, and he's a much better hitter than that.
Out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One hopper hit over towards short where Jack Hanahan was playing with that shift on, and he can't field it cleanly. That'll be an error. And a 1-out base runner for New York.
Well, that had a lot of spin to it, too. You see that ball hit, and it took off on him.
It really did.
He's at short, and it's off the end of the bat. Now watch it spin. He thought he was in front of it, and that thing took off on him and ate him up. But it'll be good. It'll go as an error.
That's Hanahan's 10th on the year. Eric Chavez takes a called strike. Since Alex Rodriguez went on the disabled list, Eric Chavez has stepped in and batted .339 with a dozen runs batted in, and he has scored 10 in 21 games.
Well, A-Rod should be ready to come back pretty soon.
Double play ball hit to Kipnis. He goes to Cabrera. Back to first, a double play to end the inning. Justin Masterson with a 2-for-1 ball, and we'll go to the bottom of the second with the Tribe in front 3-0. And we'll go now to the bottom of the second inning with the Indians on top 3-0. Bottom third of the Indians order 2 up here. Ezekiel Carrera, Jack Hanahan, and Lou Marson. Who says Indians and Yankees fans can't live harmoniously together? Guy just proposed to his fiancee here at the ballpark. He was wearing his Indians gear. She had her Yankees stuff on. Hiroki Kuroda delivers, and Carrera looks at ball one down low. 0 for 1 last night on a pinch hit appearance in the 9th inning for Carrera. Took a strike as he was attempting a potential bunt.
That looked like that little backdoor breaking ball that he couldn't hit with in the first inning. And if he gets that working, I'll tell you why he's so tough. If he can throw that for strikes, because that comeback fastball to the left-handers.
Bouncer to second. Cano with the flip. 1 away. Let's go downstairs and see what Katie Witham has for us tonight.
Well, Matt, you want to make sure you're here next Wednesday. We've got Puppy Palooza returning to the ballpark, presented by the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. You can bring your best friend down here to the ballpark. There are still tickets. Log on to Indians.com to snag those. It's also Dollar Dog Night, so perfect night at the ballpark for you.
Thanks, Katie. Here's Jack Hanahan. Like Carrera, he had one pinch hit appearance last night. Grounded out to end the game.
You know, the one thing I like, after Hanahan made the error last inning, Masterson comes back, makes a pitch, gets him out of it. Gets the double play and right off the field.
Well, because too many times during the Indians' free fall since the end of July, one error has led to a disastrous inning.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't happen that way.
Well, your pitcher sometimes have to pick up your defense, and he did right there.
It's outside, 3-0.
I believe that's already his third 3-0 count.
He's thrown 14 balls, 14 strikes. And he missed again. Oh! Boy, he caught a break. Did Kuroda.
Yeah, he
looked
sure
outside
did.
to me.
Yeah, it was.
And Hanahan slaps it to left field for a base hit. And the Indians have a one-out base runner now for Lou Marson. Looked like he came back with the same pitch, Rick, and this one had a little more of the plate, and Hanahan just drove it the opposite way.
Yeah, but you're exactly right. It had a little bit more of the plate. He stayed on it, hit it to left field. Why not? That's the pitch you serve out there. You take what the pitcher gives you. 3-1 count. Nothing wrong with a base hit to left, is there?
Lou Marson did not play last night. And it's called a strike or a ball. That's a ball. He called that a ball. So it's ball 1 to Lou Marson. And it's 2-0. Lou has batted .276 against right-handed pitching on the year. And a good count here. Now it's 3-0. And Kuroda just can't seem to consistently find, I don't know if it's his release point or what it is, but he seems to be missing in the same spot consistently.
There's nothing consistent right now for him.
laid that one in there.
As I mentioned, the first time he's pitched in this ballpark, his second start in his career against the Indians. The last one coming in New York, and in New York he pitches very well. He's 3-4 on the road in 10 road starts this year. But he feels comfortable in the surroundings in New York.
See Masterson batting away some bugs. And it's ball 4. So a hit and a walk, and the Indians have 2 on with 1 out. And Jason Kipnis coming up. Injury report brought to you by Elk & Elk. Serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And for New York, Ivan Nova just placed on the DL yesterday. Mariano Rivera gone for the year. A-Rod should be coming back soon for New York. But they definitely have some injury concerns. That thing we always talk about with New York, though, is they're always able to add a piece regardless of salary when they need to.
Or somebody steps in.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you lose an Alex Rodriguez, and
Eric
you have an
Chavez.
Eric Chavez. They've got the luxury of carrying a guy like that on
a
their
six-time
roster.
Gold Glover,
Yeah.
steps in for you. That certainly helps. And New York has been able to, always has been able to do that. Now, whether guys step in and play well while the other guys are out is a different story, but they certainly have this year.
Kipnis slicing it foul, out of play. Two on, 1 out. 0-2 count on Kipnis. Banged on the ground. What a diving stop by Teixeira from his knees. Forces out Masterson at second. And there are 2 down in the inning. And Teixeira just saved Kuroda at least 1 run for the moment.
Yeah, you talk about a Gold Glover. There's a Gold Glove play right there. That ball I thought was by him in the hole, but he had full extension. Comes right up in his only play. Look, it beat at first base. Masterson had to wait and let the ball go by him. And he was still able to get there and throw it to second base. Terrific play. I don't think he had much left in that glove. That had to hit right up at the top of that long first baseman's glove. Throws it to Jeter. Boy, that's a good play. It saves a run, at least 1 run.
Now it's Drupal Cabrera, who was fooled with an off-speed pitch his first time up. See if he can take a page from Michael Brantley's book. Get that big 2-out hit with a runner in scoring position. Waved at a ball down low.
Yeah, not a good swing. Here, you have to be patient with this guy. He's had a tough time getting ahead of hitters. Get yourself into good hitters count if you can. That way you can sit on a good pitch. I wouldn't be surprised to see Kipnis running here. I think Kuroda's a guy you can take off on. He's about average delivering the ball to home plate.
Kipnis leads the Indians with 23 stolen bases. A little bit outside, 1-1. There's 23 steals for Kipnis, 8th best in the AL.
The one thing he does do as a pitcher, he'll sit on it and make you wait a little bit over there and hold it. And that can be a little tougher when you want to take off.
Up and away, and Martin had to really reach to stab that. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, and another thing too, when you talk about a running game, this guy's not throwing strikes, so it's tough to run because he's all over the place. Right now, Cabrera's got a chance. He could shoot for that hole, be very selective with a pitch he's looking for. You can also play it that way because he has been very inconsistent in the strike zone and out of it.
Out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kuroda needed 20 pitches to get through the first inning, and he's over 20 pitches here in the second. Now Kuroda with the 2-2. Kipnis drawing a throw, but he never really does have that big base stealer lead. He's not like a guy who's over there teasing you to try to throw it over there.
He's a guy that tries to time you, and usually when he goes, he gets good jumps.
Doesn't take him long to reach full speed either. Up the middle it goes. Cano backhands it. He'll go to first, and that'll end the inning. Tribe strands a pair here in the second. They lead it 3-0. Later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And we move to inning number 3 as the crowd gives a nice salute to the Sailors in attendance here tonight.
That's tough to miss them. They're right in the front row out there in the bleachers in left field.
Yeah, I gotta love it. Justin Masterson has mowed him down through the first 2 innings on just 22 pitches total. Russell Martin was 1 for 4 last night. And a good pitch again. 0-2.
Masterson's got good stuff tonight. I'm telling you, he's on his game tonight. He's throwing the fastball. Good velocity with location, breaking ball as well. But his problem has been when he comes out of the stretch sometimes. They haven't had a base runner yet.
Well, they had the one. He got
That's
the double
true,
play
the error,
ball.
but he come back and got the double play right.
The 1-2. A little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Justin has pitched well at home in his last 2 starts. He's 2-0. He's given up 3 runs in 14 1/3 innings. As Martin goes down swinging, second strikeout for Justin. 1 down here in inning number 3. Our trivia question tonight brought to you by AT&T. 2 players in Yankees history have had a 30-30 season. Only 2. A big part of that is the steal is sort of de-emphasized in New York.
Yeah, the way they hit home runs.
Back in your day, Willie Randolph was a guy that could steal you some bases, but obviously
Never
not
a third
home run guy.
Right. No, Willie wasn't.
The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Masterson got Ibanez to go fish. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 3rd.
Well, you can tell when the left-handed hitters are swinging like this, he has great movement on his pitches. Look at that, 93, and it is going and sinking in a hurry. Boy, so you get ahead of the hitters and you just let that ball naturally move like that, and it's awfully tough to hit.
Hit on the ground. Kipnis slides over, gets in front of it. Fields fires, got him. And the Yankees go 1-2-3. Masterson cruising so far tonight, 3-0 Cleveland. Indians 3, Yankees nothing. Bottom of the 3rd. It will be Chu, Santana, and Brantley coming up here for the Tribe. Chu walked and scored in the 1st. Looks at ball 1 down low. Remember, he had a 3-0 count. And then it went to 3-2 before he eventually walked. Carota with the 1-1. And it's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. That'll even it up 2-2. And he takes strike 3 called. Second strikeout for Carota. We talked about this last night as it began to circulate, and now it is official. The Los Angeles Dodgers are loading up for a run. They get Adrian Gonzalez. That's the key guy. They also get Josh Beckett, Nick Punto. Crawford's done for the year, but maybe a change of scenery, new league will get Beckett untracked, but they get a key bat to go in the middle of their lineup at first base.
Well, and they unload some hefty
Boston
salaries. Ooh. I mean, I think after this year, there's still $260 million owed to those players.
A lot of it to Crawford and Gonzalez.
Right.
Bouncer to second. Another routine play for Cano. 2 down. Take a look at the minor league report. Brought to you by University Hospitals. Jordan Smith for Lake County, 2 for 4 with 2 home runs last night. A walk-off blast in the 10th. And he is really hot right now, 8 for his last 16. Michael Brantley with 6 home runs now on the year. Half of his home runs have been 3-run shots, and half of his home runs have been on the first pitch.
Well, and he's a guy that doesn't swing at the first pitch a lot. And why not take advantage of it, Michael? When you're hitting home runs, hit 3-pointers. They're always good. He jumped on the first pitch here. He realized Carota was struggling, so I guarantee he went up and said, I'm looking in my zone, looking for a pitch I can drive, and he happened to get one. And he 2 out, big hit for the Indians. They let him play from in front. Sometimes when you're a patient hitter and you take a lot of pitches and you're not afraid to hit with 2 strikes when you get runners on, you can get after it early.
Cano flags it down, throws him out. Indians go 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. 3 complete. The Indians 3 and the Yankees nothing. Indians with a 3-0 lead as we go to the 4th inning. Top of the order for New York, Derek Jeter. Showed you the graphic earlier. Jeter 11th on the all-time hit list. Willie Mays is 10th. And only Jeter and Willie Mays in the history of baseball have compiled the following numbers: 3,000 hits, 250 or more homers, 300 steals, and 1,200 runs batted in. Two guys.
Yeah, that's. Here's the all-time hit list there.
Closing in on Willie.
Willie, and then Collins, and then Paul Molitor, a guy that had a lot of hits. The way this guy's getting him, he leads all of baseball in hits with 171.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. And Masterson has struck out 4 Yankee hitters so far tonight. One down in the 4th.
If you look at Justin Masterson tonight, his stuff is it's wicked right now. Good velocity, great movement, location, slider when needed. And he gets ahead, and look at the movement. That was a 93-mile-an-hour sinker that just fell off the face of the planet.
It did. Nick Swisher, one of those strikeout victims, and Swisher struck out on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Oh.
Then you drop an 80. I know
slider right
there. He's free and easy, and he's got great control right now.
And a ball with great movement there. Weakly tapped. Kochman with a terrific play. 2 down. Let's pause 10 seconds right now for station identification. This is Cleveland Indians baseball. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning with you tonight here at Progressive Field, where the Indians lead the Yankees 3-0 in the 4th inning. 2 down, bases empty. Robinson Cano. Four straight years, Cano has hit at least 25 homers and logged at least 25 doubles. As a second baseman, the only other guys to do that: Dan Uggla, Ryne Sandberg, and a former Yankee, Alfonso Soriano. Right back. 0-2. But that's interesting too, Rick. You've been in the game a long time, how the position of second base has evolved from formerly, defensive-minded guys to now it's an offensive position.
Well, yes, it is. And the shortstop position used to be like that too. Guys up the middle, you used to say, okay,
just play defense yeah.
And anything you give me offensively is going to be a bonus. But boy, has it ever. Second baseman now, there's some great players.
That's charged to deep left. Carrera back on the track. It's just over his head. And Cano will pull into second base with his second double of the series, his 35th on the year. And both of his doubles in this series are opposite field line drives like that.
You see how well he can hit the ball the other way. And when he can do that, that's why you're a 300 hitter. That's why you hit so many doubles. That's a good pitch. That's a great pitch, and he just rockets it, short hops the wall. Yesterday it went off the wall on the ball that he hit the other way. I remember we were in New York. He hit a big home run off Jimenez to left field. He's got great power the other way when he puts his mind to it. You make a mistake, he turns on it.
And Mark Teixeira, who flied to left his first time up, looks at ball one. In tight. Mark Teixeira is 7 homers shy of the 30 mark and 20 RBIs shy of 100. He's the only player in the game currently who's hit 30 and driven in 100 8 straight years. And that's some kind of consistency.
Yeah, it is. Switch hitter, and you know, offensively he does that, and also plays a heck of a first base, you know, defensively.
And notoriously a slow starter. So I mean, he might not hit much early in the year, but once he gets going,
start the ticker in June.
Yeah.
You know, he can usually heat up, but you're right. He notoriously starts off slowly. But when it's all said and done, his track record, he'll have a 30 and 100.
3-2 count here to Teixeira with Cano at second and 2 down in the 4th. And the payoff pitch is strike 3 called. Oh, Teixeira barking at Adrian Johnson. 5th strikeout for Masterson. The first one a called third on the night. And the inning is over. Home half of the 4th inning, Casey Kochman, Ezekiel Carrera, and Jack Hanahan coming up. Kochman bounced out to third his first time up. Casey's hit in 5 straight games, going 8 for 16 coming into play tonight. Popped it straight up on the infield. Teixeira and Cano converge, and Cano makes the grab, 1 away. Let's send you back to the Hyundai Studios right now for an in-game update with Al Pawlowski.
Hey, Matt. Hey, Rick. Let's go to Detroit. Angels taking on the Tigers. This one scoreless in the top of the 3rd, and then Vernon Wells unloads his 9th home run of the season, a solo shot. Angels have added 2 more. They now lead the Tigers and Drew Smiley 3-0. Heron is on the hill for the Angels, 4th inning. Matt?
Thanks, Al. The Seattle Mariners had their 8-game winning streak snapped last night in heartbreaking fashion in Chicago. They were down big. What they score? 6 in the 9th inning to tie it?
Yeah, they were down 7-2. They scored 6 to take an 8-7
Took
lead.
the lead and then
gave
lost
up
it
2
in the bottom of the 9th.
Yes, they did.
But they're out to a 3-1 lead on the White Sox tonight in Chicago. Carrera is called out on a pitch that he didn't like. And he might have a legitimate beef. Third strikeout.
Well, it's going to be that comeback fastball. Now, the point is a little high. That's what I think he was thinking. That ball was up in the zone. He got the call from Adrian Johnson.
Teixeira thought the called third strike to him was low. Carrera thought that one was high. That'll have players barking. Jack Hanahan is a base hit his first time up. He took a pitch up and drove it to left field for a single in the second inning.
Send along some birthday wishes here. John Holzer of Salina is 91. Danny Buckley of Broadview Heights turning 51. Michelle Bach of Minot, North Dakota, 47.
North Dakota checking in tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Hanahan banged her right back to the mound, and Kuroda with a quick flip. And he's retired 8 straight Indians, but the Tribe's on top 3-0. The Sealy Posturepedic mattress made right here in Northeast Ohio. By Kia, Cleveland.com, and by First Merit Bank. Another beautiful night here in Cleveland. Game time temperature tonight, 82 degrees. Curtis Granderson looks, it's down low.
I'll tell you, this is the first time in a long time where I see Justin throwing breaking ball slider get me over strike one. You know, usually he goes at that power fastball or the movement. But tonight it looks like nice and easy, relaxed, and I've seen him about 3 times just throw a slider, strike one.
Popped up. Routine play for Carrera in left. One away.
Well, load up on your favorite ballpark food here at Progressive Field. You get the Hot Dog Classic Combo deal. Includes a Sugardale all-beef hot dog, 16-ounce Pepsi, and a large popcorn. Or the Brat Combo. Includes a Brat and a 12-ounce beer. Both for just $8. Log on to Indians.com.
Eric Chavez. Lou Marson wondering what was wrong with that pitch. Called ball one. Hit up the middle. Cabrera can't get it. Just the second hit of the night for New York. And a one-out base runner here in the 5th. In for a strike at the knees. Line drive, base hit into right field. Chavez stops at second. And back-to-back singles for the Yankees here in inning number 5.
That was a pretty good at-bat there by Martin. He stays and lets that ball track deep into the zone and just watch him go the other way. Pretty good at-bat. Shoots it to right field, so the Yankees now first and second, back-to-back hits. First time they've ever had 2 guys on in an inning.
Raul Ibanez struck out his first time up. Swung on and missed. He threw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right by him.
Well, for left-handers, awfully tough to catch up to that ball, belled high and in.
That's where he put it too,
yeah, right there on your hands. It's tough to get the hands out in front of the barrel head out front. It's a perfect spot.
Back out of play. Hit right off of Masterson. He recovers, fires to first. They get Ibanez. 2 down. Chavez goes to third. And Martin to second.
Well, a huge break right there. Masterson was able to slow that ball down. That would have been a base hit. It looked like up the middle. He knocks it down and pounces on it quickly. See if it gets him in the glove. It's a little slider. He kept his glove out there. It does. Slows it down with his glove, jumps on it. Gets him at first base for the second out. Nice. Nice play. That's out number 2.
There's checking out Justin Masterson to make
sure
he's
got
all
him
right.
in the glove.
Hey, Rick, the Texas Rangers beat Minnesota today 9-3. They had a 9-0 lead after the third inning and just cruised to the easy win. There were 26 hits in that game, 14 for the Rangers. None of those hits from Adrian Beltre, who hit for the cycle last night and just recently had a 3-homer game.
Right.
He's on fire in Texas. They're starting to find their stride. They have a 6-game lead over Oakland coming into play today. They win, Oakland loses, so they're up to 7-game bulge in the West. Now, where did Oakland win? Did Oakland beat Tampa?
Yes, they did.
Oakland did win, so it's still a 6-game lead.
Those Oakland A's will be in town for a 4-game series starting Monday.
Yeah, Oakland beating Tampa for the 2nd straight day. The 0-1 pitch. Look at that wild card. Baltimore, Tampa, Oakland. Game and a half separates those 3 teams.
Watching it should be an interesting September.
The 1-1. Outside with it. 2 balls and a strike. This is really the first inning where Masterson's had to work.
Now this is a little guy. He's going to look to slap it the other way. There you go. Make him turn over on it. A couple more birthday wishes. Kathy Norris of Ashtabula is turning 40. And Charlie Wilhelm and Faye Nagy both turning 77 today. Happy birthday to everyone.
The 2-2. Fouled out of play. Lou Marson out for a chat. Line to left, but foul. Slicing hard out of play.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do, is just go the other way. And with Martin on at second base, you wouldn't think if it's just a base hit to left field he should be able to score. But, you know, how many times have we seen him wear that hole out between short and third base? That's what he's trying to do if he gets a little swinging room.
The 2-2. Ichiro with a fly ball to deep center. Back is Brantley cruising back, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. The Yankees strand 2 in scoring position. Halfway home, Cleveland 3, New York nothing. Lou Marson, and then the top of the order coming up for the Tribe.
Well, the Indians with a 3-run homer with 2 outs in the first, and that's all the damage that has been done. Other than that, they have 1 hit. That in the second. Be a great time to add on.
Lou Marson looks at ball 1. Kuroda has retired 8 straight Indians since he walked Marson with 1 out back in the second inning. A big fireworks show going on just beyond the right field stands.
I was going to say, where's that? What is?
I don't know. Is that over by CSU? The 2-1. And he comes back to even it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, they figured they got to set theirs off first because there's going to be some fireworks going off here tonight. Bruce Springsteen is the theme tonight. Music from the boss.
Line drive base hit for Lou Marson. It's in the gap. Ichiro trying to cut it off. He will. Lou's going for 2. Here's the throw, and he's safe. Marson beats the tag of Cano, and the Indians have a leadoff double here in the 5th. Good hustle right out of the box by Lou Marson.
Well, they play him over to right field. He doesn't hit many balls to left center, but he gets this one. Looked like a breaking ball, and why not? You've got Ichiro that's going to his left, running after the ball. Go ahead and make him throw you out. See how he's going away from the base. He's got to stop, plant, and throw on the move. A tough throw, although it was accurate.
Well, he's got a terrific arm. We know that from all those years in Seattle.
But you see Lou sliding in. There's the break, the start. You get him on, now get him over and get him in.
Kipnis squares, but he bunted it foul, and Marson's hung out to dry. Straight too far off the base. And a blunder there.
Yeah, that's all on Lou Marson because he thought he was, and when you're on second base, sometimes
when you bunt through it.
Yeah, you think he's going to bunt everything. And he bunts through that ball. You got to make sure the ball goes down first. He got caught out in the middle of nowhere. And Martin throws a good ball right to Jeter, and they get him. So that leadoff double, all for naught. That's a mistake by Lou Marson. Not a good base running play.
But as you've said before, when you're on second base and you see that guy bunt and he bunts through it, that's when you usually get caught.
You will, because you're anticipating him to put every pitch down. He threw the curveball, but you got to make sure you see the ball get down. If he bunts it on the ground, you're going to get there for the most part. If it's an average bunt.
That was the 70th pitch tonight for Hiroki Kuroda. And now a 1-2 count on Kipnis. In the dirt, 2-2. Missed in off the plate. And a full count now for Kipnis. Swung on and missed. He took a little something off, and Kipnis swung right over the top. And that's 4 strikeouts now for Kuroda, 2 down in the inning. Game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Michael Brantley with a 2-out, 3-run homer in the first. And that's been all the scoring so far tonight because Justin Masterson has dominated the Yankee lineup through 5 innings. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. Cabrera finally laying off that first pitch. He's thrown on that same pitch all 3 times tonight. Swung at it the first 2 times up.
Not going to give me the third.
High pop right field. I think he had a hanger and he just got under it. That'll end the 5th. It remains Cleveland 3 and New York 0. Coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone to an upcoming home game. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Indians 3, Yankees nothing. 6th inning here at Progressive Field. And it will be the top of the order coming up here for New York. Derek Jeter has flied to right and struck out. Jeter with a line drive single to left. And New York gets their leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight.
You notice after that second time through, and now they're starting their third, they're starting to get maybe a little more aggressive on Justin because he's throwing so many strikes. He's getting ahead of them, and they don't want to see that good movement when they're down 2 strikes. So they're looking for a first one they can get after. Jeter gets a base hit. That is the 4th hit now for the Yankees.
Nick Swisher 0 for 2. Down in the dirt, Masterson with a good pick. Swisher bounced to first his last time up. Masterson looking for that double play ball here. Swung on and missed. He's had quite a few swings and misses on the night.
Eight of them. Tommy Bowe right on it.
Well, 4 of those have come on his strikeouts. So half of those.
It seems like he's had more than that. He's made some quality pitches tonight.
Just over 70 pitches for the big right-hander. 2-1 count.
Oh. Ooh, that's a tough one to get out of the way from. That one got away from the first one tonight. Pulls this one in, and you know we see one every once in a while like that coming from Justin, and he was able to get the feet out of the way. But he gets up, and it's going to be a 3-1 count. And you don't want to give an extra base runner here with Cano on deck.
Runner goes, and it's fouled into the Yankee dugout.
May have helped him out a little bit there. That ball inside.
Almost took out Tony Pena.
Tony's too quick for that. 3-1. He must have been looking in, but it's coming in. He's ready for it. That's a pretty good pitch. 3-1. He forced him. If you want to hit that ball, he had to work those hands quickly. That's why he hit it in the dugout. Masterson has had 2 full counts so far tonight, and both of them have resulted in a strikeout.
Runner goes, and it's popped up. Foul, and out of play.
So even though they're down 3-0 here in the 6th inning, Joe Girardi says, I'm going to start my runner. He feels that Swisher's going to put it in play. He wants to stay out of the double play. Started them 3-1, started them 3-2. That's where you trust your hitter. If you don't get a strike, you take it, and it's ball 4. Some hitters like to go up there and they know the guy's running. They'll swing at anything.
3-2. That's ball 4. So now the Yankees have something brewing. 2 on, nobody out in the heart of the order coming up.
First walk of the night by Masterson.
First appearance of Ruben Niebla, Indians pitching coach, as he'll come out to join the chat. Let's get the answer to the AT&T trivia questions. Looking for 30-30 Yankees. I think one of them is your former teammate, Bobby Bonds.
Okay, let's see.
The other one, I'm not sure. I think it's a more recent guy. Oh, Soriano.
Well, you forget Soriano played there.
I know. We just talked about him earlier,
yes,
too.
We did. And Bonds in 1975.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, the first time they've had 2 aboard, nobody out. Last inning they had 2 aboard with 1 out, and Justin worked his way through it. But now you're going through the heart of the lineup for the 3rd time.
Robinson Cano, who doubled off the, well, he short hopped the wall and left. He doubled off the wall last night. Tonight he short hopped it in deep left field. Broken bat line drive just over the head of Cabrera. That's going to load the bases. Jeter had to break back because he wasn't exactly sure if Cabrera would be able to catch it.
No double plays. Line drives, you freeze, go back to the base, and you can see him smiling, but you're down 3. Cano comes right out and hits a good pitch. This ball was off the plate. It was moving. It was sinking. He breaks his bat, and the good hitter gets a hit. So they have the bases loaded now. Time to minimize the damage if you're Justin Masterson here. You're facing Teixeira,
who is 0 for 2 on the night. And 0 for 6 in the series. And hits a high fly ball to center field. Brantley back. Still going back. He'll make the catch. Tagging and coming home with the Yankees' first run is Jeter. And everybody else tags and moves up as well as Cano went back to first and was able to get to second base.
Well, that's a really heads-up play by Cano if you can get yourself into scoring position, because now you're a base hit away from tying the game. With nobody out, Teixeira hits it deep enough to center field. Cano stayed at first base, and he took off. And once he realized he could beat that throw, continued to get himself into scoring position. So a heads-up play there. The Yankees are on the board. Teixeira gets his 81st RBI on a sacrifice fly.
Now Curtis Granderson 0 for 2 and 1 for 6 in the series. And a pitch outside. Strong contingent of Yankee fans chanting in unison and drawing the ire of the Indians fans here tonight. And it's inside ball 1. It looks like almost the entire section behind the Yankees dugout is all New York fans.
Well, it could be.
2-0 count. Swung on and fouled. The 2-1. Ripped foul. Did that kid make that catch?
I don't think so, unless it found him.
Well, I think it hit his arm. Well, he almost made a spectacular catch.
He'll have a bruise to prove it.
He's got the ball in his glove.
He does.
Did he catch that? Or the guy behind him catch it, maybe?
Caught him.
I give him credit, man. He was out there. That was a rocket. 2-2, a little bit outside of full count. Eric Chavez waits on deck.
Tried that little backdoor slider just outside. Granderson laid off.
Tony Sipp up in the Indians bullpen. 83rd pitch of the night for Masterson. Pop back out of play. There's the left-hander Sipp getting loose. Up high, ball 4, and they're loaded. Second walk of the inning.
Yeah, both walks coming in this inning.
And with one out, Eric Chavez coming up. He singled his last time up. Remember, Chavez hit into a double play back in the second.
Boy, they would love to see that here. As I said, minimize that damage. They have him loaded again with just one out. Chavez looking to elevate. He's going to look for something he can hit the left center.
Swung a check swing. He was started after it. It's a called strike, 0-1. The battle in the stands is just as intense as the one on the field right now. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Nothing into the count.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier. Get ahead of him. Two good pitches to get in front of Chavez. Look at the movement. He likes that ball down. He likes to shoot it the other way. Try and elevate one past him up top.
Line to third. Hanahan's got it, but no play anywhere else. Two down. Base is still loaded. Well, he was looking to turn it and get out of the inning.
I'll tell you, normally you do turn it there. On a line drive like that, your first instinct is just take off or take that step, but Cano froze, was able to get back. That was a pretty heads-up play. He had to scramble, though, and he was played perfectly. Right there, Hanahan wanted to get rid of it, but with the shift, there was really nobody there to cover.
That's the other part of the problem, yeah.
So, right at him, that's out number 2. One big one to go.
Russell Martin, a base hit his last time up. And a slider missing, ball 1.
Let's look at the runner. Who could get to second base? See, Cano wanted to go, but that's really a nice job of getting back. He did, because Kipnis was able to get there. If he would have stranded off another step, Jack would have been able to throw it there. That was a pretty good job of base running to get back.
Out of play to the right, 1-1. Nick Swisher, who walked, is at third. Cano, who singled, is at second. And Granderson, who walked, at first. And with 2 down, the 1-1 pitch. Low and away. Masterson now 90 pitches on the night. In the air, deep right, back is Chu, still going back on his horse. He makes the catch on the warning track to end the inning. The Yankees leave them loaded. They get on the board, but the Indians lead it 3-1.
Presented by Brilliant Electric Sign Company. The Indians will take on the Texas Rangers. And after, it'll be a post-game tribute and favorite Broadway musicals. Log on to Indians.com for your tickets.
Oh, I know you'll be staying around for that one. Shin-Soo Choo walked and scored ahead of Michael Brantley's 3-run homer in the first. Struck out his last time up. It was a rocky start for Rocky Kuroda. He was lucky to get through the first 2 innings of this game. But here in the 6th, he's still chucking it up there, and that's his 77th pitch of the night. So he's done a nice job. I mean, he was at 43 pitches after the first 2 innings.
He's only given up the 2 hits afterwards. A 1-out single by Hanahan to lead off double to Masterson, who was soon picked off of second base. Then right after that, the Yankees come back, and Justin Masterson able to minimize the damage in that inning, give up just 1. But it looks like you're going to have to score more.
On the ground to first, Teixeira with the flip. Kuroda covers. 1 away. Sports Time Ohio is your home for complete coverage of Cleveland Browns football. Returning next month, the GMC Berea Report, the Taco Bell Red Zone, and Sunday Strategy. Plus, you can always check out Steve King, terrific writer, at STOHD.com. He's covered the Browns for a long time. He'll have all the insight you need. Total Browns coverage on STO. Next month, of course, that's a week away. September is almost here. Pitch number 80 on the night for Kuroda, and a curveball in for a strike. Oh, 0-2 the count on Santana. You see Kuroda he had a tough time just throwing strikes in those first 2 innings.
But when you can have a couple of 7 and 8 pitch innings, they certainly help.
And Santana chased a ball up out of the strike zone. That's the 5th strikeout for Kuroda. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Back in June in Detroit, 2 outs, 2 on, first inning, a 3-run homer for Brantley. Same situation tonight. 2 on, 2 out, and a 3-run homer. Both they were both hit on the first pitch.
Yes, it was.
Up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Boy, that's a nice pitch. Right over the outside corner, a little off-speed, backdoor breaking ball.
Yeah, especially in a 2-0 count. That's why as a hitter, you just spit on that pitch and not much you can do with it. You're looking for something much better than that.
Banged on the ground to second. And the Indians go 1-2-3. We go to the 7th inning here in Cleveland. It's the Indians 3 and the Yankees 1.
1 week from today, it's going to be a great night of fireworks, a tribute to the Beatles. You want to make sure you are here. Go online right now to Indians.com to snap up your tickets for next Saturday. While you're online, make sure to check out those transportation options. You can park right next door in the Gateway Parking, take free shuttles, or use the RTA rail service. Again, it's all online for you right now at Indians.com.
Thanks a lot, Katie. This has been the Indians' success formula on the year. Get the lead through 6. Masterson will pitch into the 7th with the bullpen backed up behind him. 44-5 on the year when they lead after 6 innings. The problem in the last month and a half is they just haven't had many leads, period.
Well, it certainly will help if Justin can get through this inning, at least the first 2 hitters. Smith is up and getting loose in the Indians bullpen. I mean, he breezed through the first 4. And in the 5th, he had a couple of base runners he had to work a little harder to get out. Last inning, he had to really work hard, but did a good job at allowing just the 1 run. You know, it's tough to pitch when you know, your offense is not giving you any breathing room a lot of times. You got to go out there and you feel like you have to be perfect. That's not a way to go out. You got to relax. He's done great tonight up to this point.
Got a piece of that to stay alive. Hit to right. Chu on the move. Makes the catch. 1 down here in the 7th. Our highlight reel brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. And Justin Masterson retired the first. Well, he faced the minimum number of hitters through the first 3 innings. The only base runner to reach came on an error, and he got a double play ball to quickly erase him. Yankees didn't get their first hit until there were 2 outs in the 4th. Then he stranded 2nd and 3rd in the 5th inning. Got out of a bases loaded jam, only giving up 1 run in the 6th. So he has done a dynamite job here tonight. Closing in on 100 pitches for the night. A little bit high. And when the Yankee lineup turns over, he'll be going through it for the 4th time. Tries to bunt his way aboard, and it's foul. 1-2. The last 5 outs for the Yankees have all been in the air. Unusual for the sinker balling Masterson. 2-2.
He's done a great job to the left-handers for the Yankees today. 3 for 17 on the night. And those are the hitters that usually have, hurt Justin in the past, the lefties.
Swung on and missed. He gets Ichiro for out number 2, and that's his 6th strikeout of the night.
Just buried him inside. You got to force him to use his hands, force him to pull that ball, and you can see on that swing, he wasn't going to stay in there. That's a beautiful pitch.
And so with 2 down, here's Derek Jeter, who was 1 for 3 on the night with a single and a run scored in the 6th inning.
He got on that first pitch the last time up, leading off the 6th inning.
Blooped toward right.
Great
It's going to
pitch.
drop for a hit.
Great pitch. He fought it off. What are you going to do? I mean, he ran it. That's the movement going in. He knew Jeter was going to be aggressive. Gave him a good fastball, running fastball, and he just fights it off. That's nothing you can do about it. Great job of hitting. So a 2-out single. Give Swisher a chance now.
Ruben Niebla, for the second time tonight, goes to the pitching mound. Joe Smith is set down, and Vinny Pistano is up in the Tribe bullpen.
That's exactly what he's telling. That's not a bad pitch. And he knew that. Masterson knows that. That's not a bad pitch is right. He still has good stuff. He's had good movement tonight and really good command. The Yankees with 6 hits. They have left 6 on base.
So as Pistano readies, Masterson looking for one more out to get through this 7th inning. Just over 100 pitches on the night. Nick Swisher 0 for 2. He walked his last time up. Missed down and in, ball 1.
Swisher going to be thinking about one thing here. And that's to tie it up.
Well, he has been a clutch home run hitter. 5 of his last 7 home runs have given New York a lead. Now, obviously, you can't do that in this situation, but he is.
That's the pitch you want. Get something moving down. He's going to have a little uppercut. He's going to have a little lift to his swing. And I mentioned it 4 times on the year. He's after 7th inning on, he's been very clutch.
Hit on the ground in the hole, a base hit. Jeter will stop at second. And 2 on with 2 out. Robinson Cano will be the batter. And that's going to be it for Justin Masterson. His 7th hit of the night will get him an exit from this game. Vinny Pistano will be charging in from the bullpen, with the Tribe leading it 3-1 and the tying run at first base when we come back. More than he did tonight. Just an outstanding performance, and you know Manny appreciates that, because let's face it, every guy in that clubhouse desperate. They want to win in the worst way.
Well, he had a terrific start tonight. There's no doubt about it. And he's going to turn it over to his bullpen now, and Vinny Pistano coming on for the 55th time. This has been the right combination on the year, even though it is the 7th inning. They have one more out to get, and it's a tough one. Because they'll be facing Cano after a pair of 2-out singles. One by Jeter, the next by Swisher. Keeps the inning going for Cano.
Pistano fires and the slider misses inside, ball 1. Cano has single-doubled tonight. 3 for 6 in the series. Doesn't seem like Cano's been around that long, but he's already tied Yogi Berra for 12th place on the Yankees all-time doubles list. That double back in the 4th inning is 320th in his career. A little bit inside, 2-1. Two on, 2 out, a 2-1 count for Cano. Way outside. He lost the grip on that one. 3 balls and a strike. Mark Teixeira waits on deck. Broken bat foul. And so now the runners will be moving on this 3-2 pitch coming up here. Tying run, Nick Swisher at first base. Here's the set. Runners go. And a foul by Cano. The payoff. And again, it's fouled.
Boy, he's made some good pitches to him, too. A couple of fastballs, and he broke his bat on the first one. Fastball, and he comes back with that 3-2 slider. He's able to get a piece of it. Now another pitch inside. Tied him up, but this guy gets a piece of it. That's a great pitch. In on his hands. He can't do much with it, but he fouls it off to live for one more pitch.
This will be the 8th pitch.
The longer you go in this at-bat, the more dangerous it becomes, because now he's seen every pitch. He's seen the fastball a couple of times and that slider. But boy, he stayed in there. That was a good pitch, the last one.
Again, the set. Runners go. The 3-2. It's ball 4, and they're loaded up. And for the second time tonight, Mark Teixeira will be batting in the game with the bases loaded. Before Mark Teixeira steps in, we'll step aside for station identification. You're watching Cleveland Indians baseball. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning, with you tonight here at Progressive Field. Bases loaded, 2 down. Mark Teixeira, sac fly with the bases loaded his last time up. Looks at ball 1 inside.
I was going to say, with that walk to Cano, I didn't think it was so bad because Teixeira's not seeing the ball like Cano is. Make a couple of quality pitches here.
Inside, he missed 2-0. Well, you talked about it. Well, there's Teixeira's numbers with the bases loaded, and Manny Acta is going to the mound to have a chat here.
He wants to tell him, don't be too fine. Don't just, trust your stuff here. You don't have to make perfect pitches. He did the right thing with Cano. Cano gets a little more dangerous. He's seeing the ball, swinging it much better. I think after watching it last night and a little bit tonight, not that Teixeira is, mind you, any slouch, but right now he's not seeing the ball as well as Cano is. I can tell you that.
Well, on this road trip, he's 4 for 16.
Well, this is going to separate it here now, a 2-0 count. So he can get a little, have some patience and make Vinny get into the strike zone.
Right down Broadway, and Teixeira wasn't going to spot it. He fouls it off.
See, that's what Manny's telling him. Look, don't try and be perfect, man. Go ahead. These guys are human. You can throw it past them. And watch, he's going to pull out of here. He gets a fastball 2-0, and he's lifting. He's trying to pull it. He wants to hit one out of here. That helps you as a pitcher when that hitter's trying to do that.
Broke his bat, popped him up on the infield. Hanahan calls for it. He's got it. The Yankees leave him loaded again. Pastano gets out of Dodge. Indians still lead it 3-1. 7th inning stretch brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic's free walking program. Let's Move It, Mondays at Progressive Field and the Metro Park Zoo. Visit letsmoveit.org for more information. Camera, stop by and get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. Good crowd tonight here at the ballpark. Fireworks show coming up afterwards. Indians, Yankees locked in a great duel for the second night in a row. Well, unfortunately for the Tribe, last night's game went the way of the Bronx Bombers. Tonight, the Indians have the upper hand. Going into the bottom of the 7th, Casey Kochman will lead it off. He's 0 for 2.
Boy, and if you can get 3 in the first like they did, you'd love to add on. They haven't really had an opportunity. The only opportunity came in the 5th on a leadoff double by Masterson, and he was promptly picked off second base trying to go to third on a bunt that Kipnis bunted through. They haven't had an opportunity to add on.
Now, they had 2 on and 1 out in the second inning, but that quickly fizzled on a terrific diving stop by Mark Teixeira.
And the Yankees have been threatening. They've left 8 in the last 3 innings on base.
Topper to second. Cano, another handed flip, 1 away. Every time the Indians homer this year, Rick and I each make a donation of $5 to the Gathering Place, while Great Clips donates $50, and our season total $6,840 thanks to the 2-out 3-run homer by Michael Brantley in inning number 1. Great needs, great deeds, Great Clips. Now Ezekiel Carrera 0 for 2, out on strikes his last time up. Since that leadoff double Masterson hit in the 5th inning, Carrera has retired 6 in a row. In the hole. Diving stop attempt by Cano. It went off his glove, and Carrera will hold right there at first base. He got leather on it, but he just couldn't corral it.
Well, I'll tell you why you got a base hit there. It's because they were playing in a little bit. They realized that Carrera could bunt. If you watch the depth of Cano here, he's not back. You know, he was playing probably 4 or 5 steps in. You see where he dives, and that ball is just enough to get by him and get a base hit because of the threat of a bunt. You can see he's halfway on that infield, so that translates into a base hit.
Jack Hanahan watches Carrera toss one over to first. Hanahan opposite field single his first time up, and a comebacker in the 4th. Boone Logan, a left-hander, up for the Yankees. Good time for Carrera to try to swipe a bag.
Oh, I'll bet they'll let him go once he gets a look at the. Sandy's got the stopwatch over there. They've got him timed, and he, as I said, he's about average. He's about 1.3, maybe just a hair over that, and that's average for major league. So if you can get yourself a jump, the one thing I said about him earlier, he'll hold the ball on you for a little while, and sometimes it's a little tougher to steal a base with a guy that holds it, like Carrera does. You see, he'll vary the times.
And now it's 0-2 on Hanahan.
Now with that slide step, he's much quicker. He's about 1.15.
Hit him.
Got him.
He came inside and hit him on the arm on an 0-2 pitch. And now the Indians have 2 on with 1 out.
Second time tonight, Carrera has hit an Indians hitter. He hit Kipnis leading off the game when he had 2 strikes.
That's
I believe
right.
it was a 1-2 pitch. This one's an 0-2 pitch, trying to back him off, and he throws that fastball inside that has some comeback to it. But you take your base. Well, now first and second, 1 out.
And Lou Masterson, who has walked and doubled, will be the batter. Chavez really guarding the line at third, while Mark Teixeira way off the line at first. Chopped off his foot. 0-2. Kuroda's at 97 pitches on the night. And you got to believe this is his last hitter. With the left-hander Logan ready in the bullpen and the left-handed hitting Jason Kipnis due up next. Chopper to short. Jeter goes to second for one. Cano turns the double play. So the Indians had an opportunity to add on, but they can't come through. They still lead it 3-1 as we go to the 8th.
And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
(3-1) Cleveland. 8th inning. And Vinny Pistano, who got the last out with the bases loaded in the 7th inning, will stay on to work the 8th. They'll be facing Curtis Granderson, Eric Chavez, and Russell Martin.
It was a 3-1 Yankees win last night. Indians trying to return the favor tonight.
Curtis Granderson, 0 for 2 with a walk. And a first pitch strike from Pistano. Boston Red Sox said goodbye to a big chunk of their team today. And they're going out and beating up Kansas City tonight. Banged out 14 hits in that game. They traded Adrian Gonzalez, Josh Beckett, and Nick Punto, plus Carl Crawford, who's on the DL. All to the Dodgers for James Loney and some prospects. But the Red Sox are beating the Royals in the 7th, 9-3 tonight at Fenway. You have to wonder, what the future is for Boston, what they're going to do. It obviously frees up a ton of money, salary obligations. So,
yeah. Well, you can't turn on the TV or hear anything without hearing something about the Red Sox, and they're having a terrible year. So I'm sick of hearing about them.
Well, you'll hear a lot about them in the offseason, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet.
Swung out and missed. Pistano throws it by Granderson, one down.
Vinny gets him with a fastball. Masterson sitting inside. And that fastball in there, left-handers have a tough time getting the head out. That's high enough, and Granderson swings through it. Pistano gets his first strikeout.
Eric Chavez, 1 for 3 on the night. Chops it to second. Routine bouncer for Kipnis. 2 away. High school football at STO kicks off every Monday with High School Sports Insider. Then on Friday, Mike Cairns brings you the Ohio High School Kickoff Show at 3:30. And check out STOHD.com for a complete listing of high school football games of the week. Next Friday, Glenville and Solon square off right here on STO. Russell Martin 1 for 3 tonight. Flied to deep right with the bases loaded and 2 down to end the 6th inning. And takes a belt high strike for strike 1.
I told you, when I look at both teams, the Indians this year, 61 times they've scored 3 runs or less. They are 13 and 48. The Yankees have only done it 40 times. Well, last night they won their 8th game. They're 8 and 32 and they score 3 runs or less. Tough thing to do.
Yeah.
But so far, we've had 2 games in this series like that.
Outside, he missed. 2-1. Hit foul. And Pistano 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 8th inning. Hot foul, back out of play. White Sox have gone in front of Seattle 4-3 in the 6th inning in Chicago. Detroit has come back to make a game of it against the Angels. 3-2 LA in the 7th in Detroit. 2-2. Hot back again out of play. Then he's shaking him off a couple of times. Now Russell Martin steps out. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, bases empty here in the 8th. And a weak pop foul out of play as Martin stays alive. And 8 pitch at bats so far. A little bit too high. And a full count. Pistano trying to put an end to the inning right here. The payoff pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Jack Hanahan gathers, throws, got him. The Yankees go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-1 Tribe. He's won, bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the order for the Tribe, and Hiroki Kuroda is coming back out here for the 8th inning. 98 pitches on the night.
Yeah, he's gone his last 10 starts. He's thrown over 100 pitches in every start. You got to go back to June 19th against Atlanta. He had 97 in that one. But the way he started out tonight, you certainly wouldn't think he'd been around. His home plate was bouncing around on him.
Yeah, he had a tough time just getting in the strike zone. In that first inning, he hit Kipnis with 2 strikes. He walked Chu and then gave up a 2-out, 3-run homer on the first pitch he threw to Michael Brantley. Then in the second inning, he had trouble again. Gave up a hit and a walk. And he had 2 on with 1 out. But he got out of it thanks to a brilliant defensive play by his first baseman, Mark Teixeira, and then he settled in. And he really hasn't been in trouble other than in the last inning when he had 2 on again with 1 out, but Masterson banged into a double play. But yeah, he was 20 pitches in the first inning and then 43 total pitches after 2 innings. And yet here he is pitching into the 8th inning, 100 on the night. Chris Perez begins to loosen. In the dirt. First one of those we've seen. By the way, our producer Jim Murphy has told us that Adrian Gonzalez already has ingratiated himself into the good graces of the Dodger Town faithful. He had a 3-run homer in his first at bat in the first inning.
And how about he just flew out there today, mind you?
Yeah. Yeah, we saw a picture. They tweeted a picture on Twitter. Gonzalez and Beckett and Nick Punto on their private plane that the Dodgers got for him. Kipnis out looking. 1 down. In-game box score brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. We invite you to come see the all-new 2012 Sonata. Visit NorthernOhioHyundaiDealers.com today. Not much to write home about, but that Michael Brantley 2-out, 3-run blast in the first has stood up tonight because of the masterful pitching by Justin Masterson and the bullpen effort of Vinny Pastano. Cabrera, he just can't help himself. That's 3 out of 4 bats tonight. He has swung at that first pitch. It's been the same pitch all 4 times. Pops that one up. Left center. Ichiro, 2 down. Shin-Soo Choo will be the batter with 2 down, and the base is empty. Rise Above It golf outing September 29th at Sweetbriar. Rise Above It, nonprofit organization providing financial help to individuals and families affected by adolescent or young adult cancer. Golf outing includes golf, lunch, prizes, and a clam-baked dinner. Log on to raibenefit.org to register and to help out a great cause. Down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kind of a weird looking liner up the middle. Jeter with a pick and a throw, and he got him. Indians go 1-2-3. Chris Perez will try to save it and end the skid when we come back. And Chris Perez will be coming on to try to close it down for the Indians, looking for his 33rd save of the year. Scheduled up for the Yankees, Raul Ibanez, Ichiro, and Derek Jeter. Last save situation for Chris Perez was his 100th career save in Anaheim, the last time the Indians won. It was the first game of that West Coast road trip. Slider just missing outside. Ibanez 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 7 in the series. Oh, and he just blew it by him, 1-2. Swung on and missed. He threw it by him upstairs. 1 down in the 9th.
Well, that's the leadoff man you want to get. You don't want to bring the tying run aboard, and he blows him away with a good fastball up and away. We'll make that our McDonald's. I'm loving it. Retire that leadoff hitter in the ninth. Good job by Chris Perez.
Now Ichiro 0 for 3 tonight. And a fastball belt high for strike one. Out of play, nothing into the count. The 0-2. Weekly bounce to short. Cabrera charges. Had a little struggle getting it out of his glove, and he just got him barely for out number 2.
Boy, that was bang, bang. That one little hesitation play. Ichiro going down the line. Watch Cabrera come up. That little bobble. Ooh. And how close was that? There comes the ball, and there's, oof, awfully close. But out number 2.
Conrad's postgame show coming up following the ball game. We'll talk to one of the stars, show you the highlights, set up the series finale, which comes your way tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Sports Time Ohio. Derek Jeter, 2 for 4, singles in each of his last 2 at bats. Swung on and missed. He went chasing. Fastball just missed that outside corner.
He's going to try and just hit that outside corner that is just a bit off. Excellent pitch.
Perez faced Jeter last night and got him to fly out to right field. 2-1 to count. Back out of play, 2-2. Kansas City has come back to tie Boston 9-9 in the 7th inning. They were down 9-3.
Yeah.
Everybody up on their feet. 34,374 tonight here at Progressive Field. The Indians 1 strike away from ending their losing streak. The 2-2. Popped out of play. All eyes on Perez and Jeter. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the game. The Indians win it, and the 9-game losing streak is over.
Comes back, and he got him with the pitch he started him off with. That slider down out of the strike zone. Big pitch for Perez. Did a nice job. They had a 1-2-3 inning, and the formula worked. 3-1 ball game. The Yankees win it last night. Now the Indians win it tonight. Good start from Masterson. Turn it over to the bullpen. Able to hold on.
A terrific win for the Indians here tonight. 3-1 is the final score. And it's time for our key play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank.
Well, came all the way back in the first inning. 2 outs. Michael Brantley jumps on that first pitch. He hits a 3-run home run. Boy, his third 3-run homer of the year, his 6th on the year, and that's all the Indians could muster. But guess what? It was good enough because the pitching was very good. So Brantley's big hit today paid off.
Play of the game brought to you by KeyBank. Earn double rewards points during the KeyBank Summer of Rewards. Terrific win for the Tribe tonight. And the man who was in the middle of it in the first inning is with our Katie Witham.
Well, Michael, you did it early for the team. A 2-out, 3-run home run in the first. It was rare for you to jump on that first pitch. What were you looking for, and what pitch did you get?
Well, I got a fastball kind of middle in, and he's such a good pitcher that he has good secondary pitches. So I was really trying to just get a fastball out over the plate early and just not let him get to his secondary pitches.
Got to talk about the performance that Justin Masterson put up for you guys tonight. He went 6 2/3, only gave up 1 run. What did you see him do well?
Oh, he came out attacking people early. You know, he was 96, 97 right out of the gate. He went 1, 2, 3, got us back in the dugout early to get our lineup kind of rolling a little bit. He threw outstanding tonight. We really needed it.
Defensively, you guys dug deep today. I know 3 different times you had the bases loaded out there. You stranded 8 runners. Just talk to me about the defense.
Our defense and good pitching. I mean, our pitching staff really stepped it up today. They had some, timely pitches, and so the big situations that we worked through today. And that's what it's going to take. We need to do that every day and just come out there and play good competitive baseball.
Win tonight allows you guys to break up that losing streak, and you do it against a very good Yankees team. What does this win here tonight mean for this club?
It means that we got to keep playing good baseball each and every day. We have it in us. We know what it's going to take, and we just got to go out there and do it.
All right, Michael, appreciate the time. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Thanks, Katie. Thank you, Michael. Great job for the Indians tonight. They get the win, stopping their 9-game skid. Rick and I are back with some final thoughts from the ballpark right after this.